All right, it's time for you to learn how to get free stuff straight from the horse's mouth from a luxury doorman who's been in the game for over 30 years. All right, we all know somebody, or maybe a few people, who just seem to get free stuff all the time. They get upgrades on flights, they get upgrades in their rooms, better views, better queue. Why is that? Well, this guy says over his 30 years, he's been able to deduce it down. So this video, I'm gonna tell you what he said, but also explain why what he said works. Because in this article, they don't explain why it works, they just say what it is. But when I describe to you why it actually works, it's gonna help you better understand why it works and more effectively apply it in your life. So next time you go to a hotel, you can have those chocolate-covered strawberries and champagne waiting for you in your room. So they sit down with this guy to interview him and basically get to the core question, what can people do to get these free perks? What do you see happen? And he starts out in a true, very formal form and says, you know, at the hotel we strive to give everyone the very best service. He says, but what I find is people that treat the staff genuinely well seem to get better perks. So people who are nice to the staff. You know, you picture some really rich guy coming in, his Aston Martin packed, he throws the keys at the valet, my room better be ready. That's not how truly successful people operate. Look at a guy like Mark Cuban. He's got over $1 billion and he actually lives here in Dallas. You see that guy out? So nice, always laughing, always smiling. You see him at the gym, he's so polite. It almost looks like when he's at the bar where you get food and coffee and stuff, when he's talking to those people, it's almost like if you didn't know the dynamic, you might think that he's waiting on the waiter. He's so nice. That's what truly confident people look like. So what you're really communicating when you're really genuinely nice to the wait staff is your high status. People would look at that and think, oh yeah, well people like people that are nice to them. That's a part of it, but that's not the whole part of it. Wait staff always, and people in general, want to treat people who are high status better. It's like the old experiment they did where they have a guy who pulls up in like some old powder blue Dodge Omni and gets out of it and asks somebody for $1. They almost always say no, whereas a guy hops out of a brand new wax Rolls Royce and people almost always say yes. We just have a tendency in our genetics to help people who we perceive as higher status, right? It's something because we think they're most likely gonna be able to help us out somewhere down the road, so it's worth that $1 because if I ever need something, he might give me 10, whereas this other guy can't give me anything. That's how we're wired, whether we want it to be true or not. That's how humans are wired at a base level. So what you're doing when you're genuinely nice to people is you're saying, I am high status. I can be that nice. Look at low status people that you know. People that are just scraping to get by psychologically. They don't like their life. Are they nice to waiters? Are they nice to people when they're out? No. They take that as their chance to exert because they're paying and they're tipping. They're one time to have some authority over somebody else. So how can you demonstrate that genuine niceness? What does it even mean to be genuinely nice to somebody? Well, to me, it means if someone says hello, you check into the hotel, it's not hello, how are you? It's really looking them in the eye and wondering how are they? Hey, how are you? Like a genuine question, very present and in the moment. That's a big thing with charisma, is being present, but you need to take the time to make the other person feel like you're there with them. That's the genuine component, because I could be super nice. Hey, how are you? I'm having a great time at the hotel. It's been great. Versus, how are you? I'm having a great time. I appreciate the work you guys are doing here. That is genuine simply because you're looking them in the eye and you're showing that presence. You're not thinking about a lot of other things. People who are low status, their minds are always flooded with all these crazy anxious thoughts. They can't focus on anything. What about this? Oh, I gotta get here, I gotta get here. A truly confident and calm person, they're able to be present. That's why meditation is so important. It pushes all those other thoughts out of there, but you can be present. That's another part of being perceived as being genuine. So when you can go up, be present, be genuine, and truly be nice, the other person will like you and want to give you freebies because you are being nice, but more importantly, you're showing you have very high status. Now, what's the easiest way to show high status in just a couple of words? I'll tell you what, it's not pulling up in your Rolls Royce. It's not having a fancy watch. It's not having a fancy bag. If you're a lady, it's the way that you speak, the power of your voice. People can tell an unlimited amount of things about your status just from hearing you speak. Studies have been done about this. I'm actually working on another video about that as well. A study that just came out that shows within 7 words of hearing you speak, people can tell very accurately what social status you are and what affluence you have. Isn't that crazy? 7 words. Not the watch, not the Breitling you saved up for, man. I got bad news for you. It's all your voice. And I just put out a new video. It's a primer for the cornerstones of how to have a powerful voice. I'll put a link to it right here. You can click on it now and I'll walk you through those 3 cornerstones that you can apply immediately to get those pipes really firing strong.